Maybe some of you asking for that question. Now listen, I'll tell you the history of the computer and where did it start and who made this computer. One of the very first recorded simple calculating machines that was used by our ancestors was the abacus. The abacus was invented by the Chinese around 5,000 years ago. Before the abacus, the Chinese just used stones and pebbles to keep track of their belongings in the flock of sheep. More importantly, the abacus was used to keep records of transactions. It was not surprising that a young English astronomist named Charles Babbage was being carried away with changes. In 1852, she proposed to build a machine that would mechanize the production of tables called the difference machine. He assured that the calculations would be error-free, and the machine would be able to print the results. In 1943, IBM funded a team of scientists at Harvard University to build the machine. This machine, called the Harvard Mark I, it was electromechanically, not electronic. The principal designer was Howard Aiken, and unlike Bush, he did not use vacuum tubes because to him they were insufficient and unreliable. Rather, he used thousands of electromechanical relays. The use of these relays proved to be too slow because the actions of our relay affected the actions of hundreds of thousands of other relays. The British was fortunate to get hold of that machine through a Polish secret serviceman. The British needed to break the codes of the messages so that they can learn about the plans of the Germans. Learning about these plans, they could prevent the Germans from further distracting the world with their evil plans. So the British instructed a team of seasoned scientists to use the machine to break the secret codes. After a lot of hard work and determination, they were able to build the Colossus. The Colossus machine operated electronically and it used vacuum tubes. With the Colossus, the British was able to crack 2,000 Enigma information and messages. It can be said that the war was won by the Colossus. The Colossus was the world's very first entirely electronic digital computer, although it was the ENIAC weighs 60,000 pounds, occupied 1,500 square feet of floor space, and required a staff of 5 operators. Next week is the EDBOX. As the ENIAC failure, Macaulay, Eckert, and John von Neumann set out to create a much better machine. Thus, the EDBOX was born. The EDBOX was one of the few computers in the genre that can be truly called a multi-purpose one. It never reached completion because the inventors left the school and went on to form their own company. Even if the dynamic duo, Macaulay and Eckert, parted ways with von Neumann, they set out to build a more powerful machine, the Univac. After some time, their company was acquired by Remington Rand Corporation. The first office to use a Univac was the U.S. Census Bureau in 1951, where it worked for 12 years. Next is the transistors. The history of the transistors began with the dramatic discoveries of the 18th scientists like Maxwell, Hertz, Faraday, and Edison made it possible to harness electricity for human uses. Inventors like Brown, Marconi, Fleming, and Forrest applied knowledge in the development of useful devices like the radio. The time has passed, and now we use computers in our daily life. It's become much high-tech and more useful than before. Thank you. This is Mark Joseph Mandocdoc, searching for the history of a computer.
Today, I would like to discuss the different parts of the computer and the different parts of the system units. First, I would like to discuss the parts of the computer. This is the monitor. Monitor is a output device similar to television screens which used to display text or graphics. The next one is the keyboard. Keyboard is a device that contains the keys to type information into the computer. We have here a mouse. Mouse is an input device that fits comfortably under the palm of your hand, which help of a mouse you can control the movement of the mouse pointer on the screen. Now we have printer here. Printer transfer data from a computer onto paper. We have here speaker used to play sound. Modem. If you connect your computer to the internet, you need modem. Next one is the system unit. System unit is the core of the computer system. Now, I will discuss to you the parts of the system unit. First, we have here the motherboard. Motherboard is the central nervous system of a computer. All of the most important components are mounted or connected on the motherboard. Next to the motherboard is the DVD-ROM, or it can be CD-ROM. It is a non-magnetic media in which the data is enclosed on a disk as a series of bits and lines that can be read by the laser. Next to the DVD-ROM is the RAM. RAM, or the random access memory. This is where the data are temporarily stored. The next to the RAM is the floppy disk drive. Floppy disk drive is used to store data to a floppy diskette. Next for that is the line in port. It is color light blue. This port connects a tape, CD, DVD player, or other audio sources. Next is the line or the line out port. This port connects a headphone or a speaker. The pink one is the microphone port. This port connects a microphone. This two is the USB port. These two 4-pin universal serial bus ports are able to connect USB devices. Here are the here is the BGA port. This is 15-pin BGA port connects to a BGA monitor. This one is the serial port. This 9-pin port is a for pointing device or other serial devices. This purple color is the keyboard port. This port is for a keyboard. This green is the mouse port. This port is for mouse. This is the parallel port. This 25-pin port connects a parallel printer or scanner or other devices. Next to the parallel port is the power supply. Power supply supplies electrical power in the computer. Next for that is the hard disk. Hard disk. It can store a large amount of data. They are permanently contained in drives, enclosure, and not normally removed. And the last but not the least is the CPU, or the Central Processing Unit. This is the heart and the brain of the computer system. This is Romel G. Gapo from LVP 1B Day. Thank you for listening.